I just got out of dirty water. Is that a bass? If that's a bass, it's giant. The World Championship, RedCrest. It is our league championship. We got 2 days of practice here at Lake Norman. 5 days of competition. I've never fished a 5-day tournament in my life. These are the conditions we're gonna be facing this week. Lake Norman, it's a big lake, a lot of different fingers, a lot of docks. It's kind of your typical East Coast. You got your North, South Carolina, Georgia reservoir, clay, flat banks. We've got blueback herring, threadfin shad, largemouth, and spotted bass. Let me run you through what happened day one of practice. So to start practice, I wanted to focus deep. A lot of times on these bodies of water, especially ones with blueback herring, fishing in the drains early, the bait will come towards the surface. And those bass will kind of ambush them in the backs of these pockets. The reason the backs of the pockets are important is because that's your best largemouth habitat. You know, they can slide right out from the dock, chase some herring, slide right back up as the sun comes up. I knew I had a good chance to find a school of spots or some big largemouth, so I kind of had the best of both worlds. With a lot of these flat, shallow pockets, as I go back, I noticed the water temp being way warmer than I expected for North Carolina in early March. Seeing water temps in the upper 50s and even approaching 60 miles, or well, water temps at 60 miles an hour, 60 degrees mid-morning. I thought, you know, let's slide on up. Surely they're not gonna be spawning, but let's just go give it a check. And sure enough, I roll into this pocket. I don't go 50 feet. And there's a beautiful 3-pound largemouth sitting on a bed. The 3-pounder is gonna be a really key bite this week. So if I can start the derby off with that fish, that's a bonus. The rest of the day, I rolled around shallow, fished a lot of docks, a little bit of brush, but mostly focused on shallow fish. Threw a swim bait around, a wacky rig around. Had no hook on either one, but I wasn't super over the mountain about what I'd found. Luckily, we've got 2 days of practice, so let's get into day 2. A little better one maybe. The other one's bigger. This is honestly probably the best scoping spot we found. You know, those were both keepers there, so what do we got here? It wasn't catfish. I was like, feels kind of funny. Dude, look at how barely he's hooked. I'll drag way too loose. He's little, I think. Let's see what that fish weighs. It's a 154, so about a 1.9. See a nice one?
Oh, he's a fat one.
Tubby? Yeah, he's fat. It's a damn good one there. Chungus. Crappie.
Oh.
Somebody this week's gonna go, oh, that was a big one. And it was gonna have been a crappie. I think it's another crappie. No, it's not a crappie. It's too strong. These are bass. See how they're all coming up with them? Look, dude, that's so sick.
That is so cool.
Look at them all.
Oh,
I hope the GoPro can see this.
What do you got?
That's a little swimmer. I put it on the back of a Colorado blade spinnerbait because, as you can see, this water looks just a little bit different than where we were. Some current, it's cold. It's time to throw a spinnerbait with a gyro star. So we've moved on up the river here, trying to get in a little dirtier water. This morning was mediocre. I mean, we found some offshore fish, which is one of the things I wanted to do. Live scoping suspended fish, but the only problem is they're just small. No way around it. I think we had one 2.5 pounder, but all the rest of them were just barely keepers. So those are ways we can go get a limit, and when it gets cold, which it's going to, you know, you might need to do that. I just want to kind of get some of this stuff out of my system, see if there's not a few big largemouth up here to be caught. We're keeping an open mind. I mean, I'm not going to find the winning fish today. Nobody is, just because it's a 5-day tournament. 5 days of bass just doesn't exist on one spot, really. It's been tough. It's been tough. I think I've tied more things on this week than I have in like any tournament ever.
What are you tying on now?
Square bill, because we're a square.
Tell you what I'm excited for though, my pub sub.
You are a pub sub.
Because cameramen gotta eat too.
There's gotta be one right here. Dude, somebody has caught one here already this week in practice. Has to have. Like, there's no way that a bass has not been caught right here. Dirty water. Is that a bass? If that's a bass, it's giant. If that, I think that was a hybrid. I think.
Oh, you didn't get him.
No, I didn't have a hook on. I couldn't.
Oh, dang it!
It just had something.
Dude, you just got hammered.
Dude, something big come up. Boom. It was either a giant spot, like a 4 or 5 pounder, or a big hybrid. I don't know which one it was. Cool. Yeah, I got bit. It's actually a really nice bite there. This will take a waypoint. Edit waypoint. Docks this time of year, especially on a clear body of water, is like the ultimate pre-spawn staging spot. You know, when I'm talking about docks in the pre-spawn, I'm usually talking about the closest docks I can find to a spawning pocket or a spawning flat. And what they'll use these, they'll use them like a grass mat, a canopy. It's always got shade, and then when it gets warm, they'll actually, as that dock receives sun, they'll sit up under it, kind of warm their backs a little bit, and it gives them good shade line they can ambush predators for. And as those big females especially start to pour in, you know, the males will get on the beds, the females will sit under the docks, and whenever they're ready to do their thing, they'll slide right up. So when I'm looking at docks, hang on, I had one right there, dang it. The last docks with deep water headed into a spawning pocket. You know, I'm not really going down the main lake. I'm looking for those high percentage places. I'm looking where a big female is going to want to spawn, and this is the first place she's going to be before she goes to spawn. And when fishing this way, especially during practice, a lot of these fish, they're not going anywhere once they're here. So I'm fishing without hooks on almost everything. I'm throwing a swim bait without a hook. I'm throwing a wacky rig without a hook. They're generally, for lack of a better word, a residential fish, you know, and until they spawn and are done, which is going to be a month, they're not leaving this pocket. So I want to be sure that I take good note of where I get my bites, how I get my bites, and then I shake that fish off, because there's a good chance I'll be able to come back in the tournament. And if I'm in similar conditions, they'll be positioned the same and I can catch that exact fish. Yeah. That's a largemouth right there. That's a big one. He still got it. I don't know, I didn't see him. I mean, it's a 6-inch swim bait. He got it again. He's got the whole thing in his mouth. I just saw it disappear. That's like a 2.5 pound spot is what it is. Big enough where he was swallowing the whole dang bait. We don't swing around here, son. Cool. He's not very big. He's about the size of this swim bait. You see I almost set the hook right there? There's a nice one. Nice spot. Just on nothing now. Cool, giant spot, dude. 4? I just saw it come up. It's coming up off, they're coming up off these rocks. Look, there's Jordan.
Got him. Big.
Big. Come on, man. I'm trying to fish here.
I just wanted to blow it out for you.
Thanks. Cannot believe that RedCrest practice is basically over and I've got nothing to show for it.
That's not true.
I mean, I can go catch me some little spots. But man, getting a big bite has not been easy. It's on a swim bait a lot, flipped a lot. Fish just have me a little puzzled right now. A little puzzled. Yeet. Practice is over. I had to catch one. All right, I'm serious, practice is over, that's it. I might catch me about 100 of them the first day if I do this all day and it works. Hey guys, thank y'all for watching the practice video from RedCrest on Lake Norman. If y'all want to see day 1 of the tournament, when it drops, it's going to be right here. I want to thank ARE and Real Truck for helping us bring y'all the Trimmed Up series. We'll see y'all in that video.